But first, an NBC 10 I-Team exclusive, a system out of whack. And a startling statistic, nearly 20% of prisoners in the ACI, 1 in 5, on any given day, are there because of unpaid fines and fees, not because of a new crime. The I-Team has been investigating this for months.
Rhode Island taxpayers are owed more than $70 million in unpaid court costs. But we've learned that in some cases, chasing the money isn't worth the cost.
The I-Team's Katie Davis went behind bars to get a side of the story most people never hear. She's live at the ACI in Cranston tonight with the latest on her investigation. Katie?
Well, Patrice, there is the cost of recovering that money, and then there is also a cost to incarcerating people here at the ACI. The I-Team learned in some cases Rhode Island taxpayers are spending more money to lock people up than those people ever owed.
Hey, Chris, how are you? I'm Katie.
Christopher Nemitz sat down with the NBC 10 I-Team inside the ACI in March, just a few weeks before his release. His first priority once he gets out, get a job so he can start paying off his court costs.
And how hard is it to get hired when you come into the job interviewing saying, I'm a convicted felon?
Very difficult.
When Nemitz is released after serving time on a probation violation, he'll already owe taxpayers more than $6,000.
Yeah, I should be able to pay it off, at $30 a month. It's going to take a while.
That's an understatement. At $30 a month, it will take him close to 17 years to settle up. The I-Team has been investigating Rhode Island's unpaid court costs for months. I found the total amount owed to taxpayers tops $70 million. After my report, Chris Nemitz reached out to me saying the entire system is out of whack. And numbers I found back that up, showing Rhode Island's court costs are off the scale compared with the rest of New England.
We charge almost double per felony what they do.
A typical felony in Rhode Island costs at least $300, and that's per charge. So if you're facing 5 separate charges in the same case, you could pay 5 times the fees, $1,500. In some cases, a judge has discretion to waive or reduce those costs after the first 2 charges, but not always. Massachusetts caps total court costs at $500 per case, and in Connecticut, a felony costs just $20.
You did the crime. Why should taxpayers care?
Because in the case of the person that owes the $30 or the person that owes the $50, the taxpayers are paying more to send sheriffs out to pick these people up and incarcerate them.
We heard really nightmarish stories of people caught up in an incredibly punitive collection process.
Nick Horton works with Open Doors, a Rhode Island nonprofit that advocates for former inmates. His research found close to 1 in 5 people jailed in Rhode Island on any given day are behind bars solely because they were arrested on warrants for court costs.
It is, in essence, a debtor's prison.
In a 2008 study, Open Doors found 13% of people arrested owed less than it costs taxpayers to lock them up.
One example, a man in the Open Doors study who served 45 days in relation to a $600 fine. Here at the ACI Intake Center, it costs about $108 per day to incarcerate someone. That means taxpayers spend at least $4,800 to jail the man, 8 times what he originally owed.
Rarely are people incarcerated for not paying. The people are incarcerated for not showing up. They don't come to court, and a warrant is issued almost immediately.
What's so hard about just showing up? To make monthly hearings on his court costs in the past, Chris Nemitz says he had to take the entire day off of work. That made it tough to hold down a job. With no income, he ended up on public assistance.
I collected food stamps, I collected unemployment.
At some point, it comes back to taxpayers.
Yes.
And I took what we found out here inside the ACI to Rhode Island's court system to find out why court fees are so much higher in Rhode Island versus the rest of New England. We'll have that part of our investigation coming up tonight at 11. Live in Cranston, I'm I-Team reporter Katie Davis, NBC 10 News.
All right, Katie, thanks. If you have a tip for the I-Team, call it in, 401-455-9123, or send an email, iteam@wjar.com.